Next on Worcester News tonight, despite high gas prices, hundreds of thousands of drivers are expected to hit the roads in New England this holiday weekend. Plus, it's commencement season. More than 700 students graduating from the College of the Holy Cross. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. Many people kicking off Memorial Day weekend already and the weather looking okay for the holiday. Let's send it right over to meteorologist Tim Kelly for a quick look at the weekend forecast.
Yeah, so can we do it again tomorrow? Near 90 degrees? Well, look at this to start the day at 9 o'clock. There's a hole. This is our virtual sky. There's a front across northern New England, some fog to the south, and a hole in the clouds right over us. So I think we stay mostly dry overnight tonight. Then during the day tomorrow, that front does press south, but not before we get to 80 to 85 degrees with a wind from the west. And then the wind is going to come in from the east. We'll have an evening or late day thunderstorm. It'll be much cooler on Sunday, full 10 day coming up in a few minutes.
And thousands already heading to their Memorial Day destinations Thursday, while some are waiting until today and tomorrow. AAA Northeast says despite the high gas prices, they expect this to be one of the busiest Memorial Day weekends in more than 10 years. Our Roslyn Flaherty joins us now with more. Roslyn?
Olivia, gas is almost $3 a gallon, which is 60 cents more than last year, and people are noticing, but it's not letting it stop them. Drivers hit the road for Memorial Day weekend. According to AAA Northeast, it will be one of the busiest traveling holidays in 13 years.
In Massachusetts, we are projecting that more than 1 million Mass residents will travel this Memorial Day holiday weekend, and of those, about 900,000 or so will drive.
Drivers Friday say they wanted to get going early to avoid backups.
It's not traffic now, but I'm sure by evening should be the traffic.
They are a little congested, not too bad.
AAA says the high gas prices won't impact travel, but do say they are seeing the highest Memorial Day prices since 2014.
People will have to contend with prices at the pump that are a little higher.
People filling up are noticing. Durf McTighe is traveling from New Jersey to Boston for a wedding, spending $50 on a tank of gas.
I haven't paid $50 for gas, for a tank of gas, and I couldn't tell you when. So yeah, it's definitely up there.
AAA recommends people use apps to show real drive times to make the trip faster and more convenient.
There's no point sitting in a 5-mile backup on the Mass Pike in Worcester if you can sit in a 1-mile backup.
Now, AAA says the busiest time to travel is today until 6:30 and says it all depends on the weather when the busiest time will be coming home. Roslyn Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
A man is sentenced to 6 years in prison Friday after pleading guilty to a 2015 fire in Worcester. 31-year-old Kevin Crozier pled guilty to arson charges in the New Year's Day fire at his home on Dixfield Road. 2 others have also pleaded guilty but are awaiting sentencing. A police investigation found the 3 agreed to burn down the home where Crozier lived with his girlfriend. One of the men told prosecutors it was for insurance money. Meantime, Crozier's girlfriend, Sabrina Hathaway, has been missing since 2014. A Worcester man taking things into his own hands early Thursday morning when police say someone broke into his car. Neighbors tell us the victim is the landlord at this building on Vernon Street. Police say he confronted the burglar who was ransacking his car shortly after midnight. The would-be robber punched the victim and swung a box cutter at him. One neighbor says he heard the fight outside.
You don't expect stuff like that. We haven't had stuff like that happen around here in a long time. He's a good guy. You know, he's really a nice guy. You know, quiet. You know, doesn't bother anybody.
And the suspect, 49-year-old Mark Healy, is facing multiple charges, including assault and battery on a person over 60 and breaking and entering into a motor vehicle. The town of Berlin is adding a new vehicle to their fleet. They'll soon have a utility task vehicle for search and rescues, forest fires, and transporting patients. The vehicle will be purchased through Senate funding and shared between the town police and fire departments. The fire department says the town has been trying to secure funding for it for 2 years. Thousands filled the DCU Center Friday morning for the College of the Holy Cross's 172nd commencement. Students say while they'll miss their experiences at the school, they are excited for what the future holds. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now with more. Chandler?
Olivia, for the grads, their last 4 years at Holy Cross have all led up to today. It was smiles for hundreds of students as their names were called and they walked across stage. More than 700 Holy Cross seniors soak up their last moments as undergraduates.
Today I feel very lucky, very happy, very proud.
There were tender moments, proud parents, and celebrations inside the DCU Center for the college's 172nd commencement. Many students reflected on their last 4 years and their hard work and experiences.
I did summer research with my professor, Susan Rogers, in Malaysia, where we studied textiles, and going to the museum in DC, in the Smithsonian, and interning there.
I was involved with the Student Government Association. I was a lector for masses, so involved with liturgical ministry. I also was on the English Student Advisory Committee.
Maeve Sweeney applied to Holy Cross early decision, and on commencement day, she says it's clear it was the right one.
Being in the room with all the graduates right before coming out here, it's so great to see people that I met my first weeks here at Holy Cross, and we have maintained friendships throughout all 4 years.
Leaving the Hill is bittersweet for many, but graduates know there's much ahead. Valedictorian Taylor Pells addressed her peers, speaking of the responsibilities they all now have.
We are a generation that will feel heavily the burden of forging positive change.
Commencement speaker and NPR journalist Michelle Norris echoed Pells. Norris says the grads need to be the generation to solve the world's problems.
Your future is our great hope.
And many students' next chapters start soon. Sweeney will start her job in about a week, working on a senator's re-election campaign. Olivia?
What an exciting day. Thank you, Chandler. Dozens of high school students getting a chance to showcase their work at WPI Friday. It's all part of the Mass STEM Hub High School Showcase. Students are able to share their project designs with STEM professionals. Several students were also recognized who plan on studying a STEM discipline.
Our mission is to help schools adopt proven cutting-edge programs in the STEM areas. And so we work directly with schools to help make sure they have all the resources and support that they need.
It gets people interested in engineering more. Like, it helps to see what we're doing in Project Lead the Way courses. It helps promote Mass STEM Hub, what we're trying to get done here.
And this is the second year in a row Mass STEM Hub has hosted a high school showcase. Hillary Clinton in the Bay State today receiving a medal from Harvard for her leadership in human rights. The former First Lady, U.S. Senator, and Secretary of State was awarded with the Radcliffe Medal. Harvard says it honors those who have had a transformative impact on society. Previous medal recipients include Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen and former U.S. Senator Elizabeth Dole. After days of debate, the Massachusetts Senate has finally passed the budget for the 2019 fiscal year. This year's budget comes out to $41.49 billion. $88 million of it has been set aside for regional transit authorities and the establishment of a task force on RTA performance and funding. It provides $156 million for emergency assistance and family shelter. There's also significant funding for elementary and secondary education, including more than $500 million for the University of Massachusetts, as well as community colleges and other state universities. A committee is now working out the differences between the Senate and House versions.